Well, I didn't want the Prime Minister to do anything to spoil our conference, and that's why I've come on the stage now to say they are not fit to govern.
Nigel Farage stunned supporters with massive U-turn, what it means for Keir Starmer. You're not going to believe this one. Nigel Farage, the man who built his career on defiance, on sticking to his guns no matter what, has just made a massive U-turn. And the shockwaves are rippling far beyond his own camp. This announcement isn't just about Farage. It's about the entire political balance in Britain. And yes, it could have major consequences for Keir Starmer. So what exactly happened? Let's break it down. Farage, often described as one of the most disruptive forces in modern UK politics, has never been shy of controversy. From his days leading UKIP, to his front-and-centre role in the Brexit campaign, to the rise of Reform UK, he has built a reputation as the man who shakes the system. The outsider who forces the establishment to pay attention. But now, he's shifted gears. At a press event that caught even his closest allies off guard, Farage declared that his movement would be changing strategy. Instead of doubling down on direct attacks against Labour leader Keir Starmer, the new focus would be on reshaping the national conversation around issues like sovereignty, cost of living, and immigration, but with a more cooperative tone than many expected. In his own words, Farage said, "Politics isn't about shouting from the sidelines forever. It's about real influence. And sometimes, to influence, you need to rethink your approach." That's a striking departure from the fiery style we're used to. Now here's the part that really rattled Westminster. For months, Farage and Reform UK have been hammering Starmer, branding him as weak, untrustworthy, and out of touch. But this sudden U-turn has left people wondering, is Farage softening toward Labour? Or is this a tactical move to position himself for something even bigger? Commentators are split. One political insider told a local outlet, "This is less about Starmer, more about strategy." Farage knows that the direct attacks weren't moving the needle the way he hoped. He's recalibrating. But on social media, the reactions told another story. One user wrote, "Farage backtracking? Didn't see that coming. This is the end of the anti-Starmer crusade." Another fired back, "He's not giving up, he's planning something bigger. Just watch." And then, of course, the loyalists who felt blindsided, "This isn't the Nigel we signed up for. Why go soft now?" Here's the thing. A Farage U-turn doesn't happen in a vacuum. Britain's political landscape is shifting fast. With the Conservatives struggling to regain public trust and Labour gaining momentum under Starmer, Farage's Reform UK has been trying to carve out space as the voice of disillusioned voters. But polls show a ceiling, and Farage knows it. By reframing his strategy, he could be aiming to broaden his appeal beyond just protest voters. He wants to be seen as credible, as a serious player who could sway the national debate. And that's where Starmer comes in. Because if Farage reduces the attacks on Labour, it subtly leaves Starmer in a stronger position, at least for now. The Conservative Party, already bruised and battered, loses the benefit of Farage's relentless fire on their main rival. That's why some Tory MPs are panicking tonight. One Conservative backbencher was quoted saying, "This is disastrous. If Farage takes his eye off Starmer, we're the ones who suffer." And yet, there's another angle. Could Farage's shift be a play for relevance inside the system, not outside it? For years, speculation has swirled about whether he might attempt a more formal role, even a partnership of convenience with mainstream forces. Some suggest that softening toward Labour doesn't mean endorsing them, it means preparing the ground for negotiations, for influence, for leverage. Imagine this, Farage as kingmaker, rather than attack dog. That possibility is what has everyone in Westminster whispering tonight. The timing couldn't be more critical. The UK faces growing unrest over the economy, immigration policy debates, and a deep trust deficit in politics. People are frustrated. They want answers. And Farage's recalibration feels like an admission that shouting from the outside wasn't enough. But will this gamble work? Or has he alienated his own base in the process? Social media polls and call-ins on talk radio reveal the divide. Some applaud the move, saying it's a sign of maturity. Others condemn it as betrayal. One caller on LBC put it bluntly, "I backed Farage because he fought. If he stops fighting, what's the point?" And then there's Keir Starmer. Publicly, Labour officials have brushed off the development, insisting their focus remains on offering competent leadership. But behind closed doors, you can bet they're paying attention. A Farage who isn't attacking Labour directly is one less headache for STARMER to deal with. But that comes with a catch. If Farage succeeds in rebranding himself as more credible, more cooperative, more serious, he becomes harder to ignore. And that could force Labour to adapt in ways they hadn't planned. So what does this all mean? In the short term, it's a shockwave. Supporters are split. Opponents are recalculating. And the media is buzzing with theories about where this leads next. In the long term, this could reshape how Farage is seen in British politics. From disruptor to strategist. From attacker to influencer. And the big question, hanging in the air tonight, is simple. Is this the end of Farage the firebrand or just the beginning of Farage the statesman? Because if history has taught us anything about Nigel Farage, it's this: never, ever count him out.